Okay, Nigel. We've got the sweet peas here. These have been flowering for weeks, and
Yeah, I'm really fascinated by how well you can get these sweet peas growing, because I've got a friend that grows sweet peas, and although she puts a tripod up, the plants never seem to grow off it very well, and they just often seem to remain in a tender heap at the bottom. Eventually, a few flowers do form, but these they're lovely flowers. The plants are vigorous, and the stems have formed well, and it doesn't seem, it looks so easy when Julie does this, but I'm trying to work out what she does that my friend doesn't do.
okay. Where I start from is the actual seed pods what are on these plants. Once they've gone a sandy colour, I'll collect the seeds, and then come the following year, about March time, I shall sow the seeds in my polytunnel, and they'll gradually start growing over the next few weeks. I keep them protected in the tunnel until, I suppose, early April. I know we'll get frost kind of up till June, but I tend to keep them in as long as possible in the tunnel. So they're actually probably about this height when they actually come out. Probably some of them could even be approaching 12 inches, but normally about 8 inches.
How do you know which seeds to choose? Are there some that grow faster or better than others? Any particular colours, or do you look for bigger seeds or bigger seed
Right,
pods?
yeah. When I'm actually picking them, when they're actually gone a sandy brown colour, I look for the largest actual size pods, and they're going to have the bigger round seeds.
Yeah, okay.
And then when I'm actually popping them, I put them into a little coffee cup, and I can see which ones. The ones what are the biggest tend to be the ones what I'll set.
Yeah, yeah.
The ones what are really tiny, like half the size of the others, I just leave to one side.
So if you had, say, in your tunnel you've got 50 plants, perhaps, out of those 50, how many of those do you actually choose the best plants there? Or do you
No,
just plant a lot?
how it works is I'll use a 6-inch pot, the top, so it's about this big, and how I do it is I put seed about an inch apart all the way around the outer circumference, perimeter.
Yes, yes.
And then about an inch in, I'll put another lot, and I'll go right through to the centre.
Right, yeah.
They'll all then grow through. When I actually comes to putting them into the ground, I'll give it a little squeeze, that pot, turn it upside down, take the plants out, and gently prise each one apart. If it's a couple together, then depending on how many I've grown, I'll probably leave them together. I will then put them into the soil, and they'll go against something like maybe one of these posts, or if the fence is right next to it, which it isn't along here, but if it was, I would then use a bit of string, or I've got these. I managed to get these round. I don't know what you call them. I got them from a pound shop. I'm not actually sure what they're called, but they've got a break in them, and you just hook them around your plant and around the wire. In fact, I don't know whether we've got one on these. No, we haven't. No.
Yeah, so you've got to make sure they're tied up to some sort of support.
And then you just got to keep an eye on them, and then once they grow a little bit bigger, just give them another little helping hand. And it's only really the first 2 or 3 weeks, and then after that they'll just grow up the whatever's there.
Yeah, the friend I've got, the problem she has is that it's growing the first 12 to 18 inches. That's about half a metre, I guess. But when they're really small, you've obviously got to keep them watered, and of
Yes.
course every time you water them,
Watering's one of the key things.
yeah. But the thing is, if they're not tied up, they just collapse onto the ground
Yes,
again.
yeah.
And this is what.
So you've
what's
got
found.
to support them, give them a little
Yeah.
helping hand when they're at that delicate stage.
Right. Okay.
And then after that, after the first say month, they'll grow up. And
Are there any
just let me
Oh.
just. You'll get a similar thing to this. You'll get these windy things, and they actually hook onto your support.
Yeah.
They wrap round.
Yeah.
When you see a similar thing to this on the plant, when they're at an early stage, you just give them a little helping hand onto that fence or trellis or whatever, and just wrap it round if you can, and that's it.
Yeah. Are there any pests on these plants? Like, for example, like, I do a lot of apple seedlings, and I have to be really careful to stop aphids. Do you get any?
I don't have
pests
any
like
problem
that?
at all. They
Nothing
don't
like
get
that?
sprayed or anything. No.
Right. Okay.
No.
Well, thanks very much. I'll pass your method on, and hopefully we'll be more lucky next year.
Okay then. Thanks, Nigel. We'll just they all know me by now. I've got the
Yeah.
app. So yeah. So while it's shutting down, we've still got one or two flowers. But obviously, what I should mention is, if you don't cut the flowers in time,
Yeah.
what happens then? They go to seed.
Does that stop?
Because the actual, if you look, the seed part, that's where the flower used to be.
Oh, I
Where
see.
the seed's coming out is where the flower was.
So
So the more you actually take these off, the more flowers you're going to get for a longer period.
I see. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
Okay,
Okay. Thanks, Julie.
that's alright. Thanks for watching.